Hello, welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name is Brad Lake, and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today we're going to be looking at all things on Gamefound. What's crowdfunding, what's late backing, what's hot, what's getting ready to come out that everybody's going to be talking about in a couple more days. So stick around if you're interested in that kind of stuff, and we'll get right to it. Let's start off with The Witcher. We have 2 days left and 15 hours. So this is going to be pretty hot. Everybody's talking about it, kind of riding on the wheel or the coattails of the last Witcher that came out. Different company though. And I haven't got my review out for that one just yet because I'm a little disappointed in it. And this may be the Witcher that I'm most interested in. So we got Geralt of Rivia, and it looks more like an adventure storytelling game, I'm hoping. Doing some of the, you have Yennefer and Geralt and Ciri, Vesemir, all the people from the book and the TV show that we've enjoyed. And, I feel like this is going to be more of a, not necessarily role-playing board game, but kind of giving you that story within the things that they're doing and how they're fighting the monsters. And so I'm real interested in learning more about this. I'm not going to go into super detail about it right now, but it is coming up. I am very interested, and we'll see if they can suck me in enough to get my money. Got some cool things on here, but I'm interested in what the gameplay is going to be like. I'm sure they'll have some people doing gameplays soon enough and learn a little bit more about the rules. Because like I said, I'm a little bit underwhelmed with the current Witcher. I'm going to try to get that out maybe next week to talk about that in a little bit more detail. But we'll also see what the prices are. But right now, I think this looks pretty cool. I'm hoping this is what I wanted the current Witcher to end up being. Not that the current one's bad, but just seems to be not for me. And jumping over to Keyforge, for those of you who like, Magic the Gathering or card battling games, this is the one where you get all your decks together. And as I start doing this, my dogs are now wanting to make noise and fight with each other. So, you're going to get pre-built decks based on the AI, and you can spin to your heart's desire on this one. They're showing like the base 160, but there's some cheaper ones in here. But you've got $60 for like 2 people. I'd say 160 is like a full box. And then we've got, let's see, how many decks of cards are we going to get? Just the small decks, and I don't know how many we're getting. Let's see, how many are they saying? I'm not seeing it. Quantity 6. That seems expensive. So 6 of them for $75 plus shipping. And then you can go up to $450. And then you can go up to $775. And then you can go up to $1,500. And then you can go up to $2,000 and get your picture on a card. So for $2,000, you can have your picture on a card. I think it's a little bit too much. I've never really gotten into Keyforge, but I kind of want to play the game. I guess their AI, this whole software got something happened to it. It got corrupted and they weren't able to make it. And now they've got all the software worked out again. So they're back. Looks like they've still got about $43,000 left to go. And this is probably to get them worldwide. So they're getting close. They're saying they had a $50,000 goal, but their Circus Comes to Town is a $300,000 pledge. So we shall see. They've got quite a few days, 14 days left. So my guess is they're going to hit $300,000, but we'll see. The next one that caught my eye, and this is by the same person who did one of Toast's favorite worker placement games, and I'm going to have to scroll all the way down here because I always forget the names of things when I want to remember them, even though I just looked at this. Come on. Lords of Waterdeep. So this is by the same person who did Lords of Waterdeep. I would recommend, like, So Board Game Co. has a preview, and anytime it's just a preview and he's not in it, that's a paid preview. It's kind of like a marketing ad. Gives you an idea of what's going on, little synopsis of the game. And then the gameplay would just be them playing the game, kind of unbiased. He usually doesn't go into the reviews there. And then you can also look at the Dice Tower. And I don't know these other channels, but they may be able to help you decide if this is for you. Looks interesting. I mean, based on like other games, the D&D games that this designer has created, you're not looking at a real heavyweight game. You're probably looking at that 2 to 2.5, maybe 2.5 plus or minus a little bit weight rating. Quite a few different miniatures. They're going to be leveling up, and you're going to be able to get corrupted. And the monsters, I like the interesting thing about the monsters is they've got a shadow of war, and this is such a long thing. But there's tokens that are moving around the board, and that's the monsters, but you don't know what monster it is until you flip over the token. So you kind of, it's not a hidden movement per se, but you don't know what monster you're going up against just yet. It's supposed to simulate like, you can hear them, you kind of know they're in that direction, but when they pop up, how big or bad is it? And you're bag building based on what's in your bag building based on what's in your bag. That made a whole lot of sense. But you're going to take those chits and put them out on the board, and depending on how many chits you have, they're going to do more stuff. And my dogs now are running back and forth. Wonderful. So the other thing to take note on Gamefound that I like is that you can look at all the projects, not just the active ones, but the ones that are late back. And I find this really helpful for games that you may have missed and you want to take a look at again, and you have an option to be able to get in now before they've closed shipping and done all the pre-orders and everything. It shows you the current projects that are still kind of like, active, like these few up here on the top couple rows. But then when you start scrolling down, you'll see like Pledge Manager open for all. And so you can click on these, and if you're interested, like Planet Unknown, if you didn't get that, you can still click on this and back it. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit more expensive. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's the same price. But I do like this function of Gamefound quite a bit. Got Milan, Uprising, and Vampires. There was a couple others. They got Ascendancy, for those interested in that. It's about a $500,000 crowdfunding project. Aeon's Trespass is a $3.6 million one. Big Kingdom Death, monster type game. If you're still interested in something like that, that's still available to get. And there's lots and lots of games that you can still back if you're interested. So I really like this part. I prefer Gamefound over Kickstarter. You can still get it Andromeda's Edge, which has been really popular. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of this. And sometimes, like I said, I've tried to go on BackerKit, and unless you have like a link or somebody posts something on one of the social media sites, I find it almost impossible to find anything late back on BackerKit. This is just like one click. Here's everything on Gamefound, current and late back, and click on it, see what you think. Here's Might Magic 3. Keep wanting to look at that. I'm worried that one's going to sucker me in. And I don't know what just happened. But anyway, that's short, sweet. I figure I'd give you something to listen to me talk about today. That made no sense. So hopefully that was kind of worthwhile. I know it's short and sweet. Had a lot of things going on this weekend. Took my wife on a little vacation, so we didn't do our normal Toph and I doing a review on Saturday like normal. So I'm scrambling this week, and I'm going to go over some crowdfunding stuff just for you lucky people who are just like, no. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of crowdfunding looking just strictly at Gamefound. I'm probably going to do another one of these with Kickstarter, although there's not a ton I'm liking on Kickstarter right now. It's not like overly like, I got to go deep dive into some of these. I think I'm going to look at the hotness. So keep watching, click the bell, subscribe. I'm I'm going to go over like what's been on the hotness for a while and like probably worth a look if you haven't played any of these games, because they've been on the hotness for months, if not years. So we'll go take a look at that on BGG as well. I appreciate you sticking around. Hopefully this wasn't too long, short and sweet. So we'll continue on this week and figure out what's going on. Anyway, just remember, no matter how you play, whether it's solo, with family, or friends, enjoy whatever you are bringing to the table. Have a great night. Bye.